I know that I can easily be one of the people that, took it out on Ronda Rousey, that WWE basically was not good the year that she was in the company. In between, I guess that would be in between WrestleMania 34 and 35. And, she, held the women's championship. She wrestled on basically every edition of Monday Night Raw. She wrestled on pay-per-views. They found little tricks to sort of get her away from television because of the fact that she was being overused, where she, would be suspended or something like that. But she didn't really have the Brock Lesnar-like schedule. You can go back and you can see that when she was signed, she didn't want preferential treatment. She wanted to be treated like everybody else that was on the roster. She didn't want, a bus. She wanted to be just like everybody else, going from town to town. She didn't want her hotel rooms luxuriously paid for or anything like that. She wanted to pay her dues to show that she deserved to be on the roster, like all of the girls that, worked the independents to go to NXT, to get called up to the main roster. She didn't want to just be there just because of her name value. And she proved that she was a good wrestler, that, her level of being a fan translated into her training and her actually getting into the ring and being able to put on a match that people wanted to see. The only problem was when you have her wrestling so much to use her name value to get people to watch WWE, you just kind of water her down with matches that people don't really want to see or care about. Here in Sacramento, we had a live Monday Night Raw taping followed by the taping of a Monday Night Raw for the next week. So you basically got two shows in one night. And we saw Ronda Rousey wrestle twice. We saw her wrestle one match, and then we saw her wrestle Natalya on the main event of the show that was going to be aired on Christmas Eve. And it didn't really seem like it had the same feel because they couldn't really pump it up. Because if you think of like what a Brock Lesnar fight is, it's Brock, and then finally, boom! You wait for it, there he is. Boom. You might get a little bit of interaction on the way to sort of like a Brock Lesnar pay-per-view, but that's it. But as of right now, Ronda Rousey still has a deal with WWE. She worked one of the years. It was a 3-year deal. She worked one of the years. She's basically sat out an entire year. And so maybe WWE can find a way to bring her back for sporadic shows along the way. I mean, definitely WWE is, once this coronavirus thing is all said and done with, they're going to find a way to have that first live show and be able to, like, kind of like when they came back after the September 11th attacks, they put on a really good show for SmackDown because of the fact that they knew that it was one of the few things people would be able to watch that was live television. And it was, what did they always tout it out as? The first large crowd gathered event in the United States after the attacks. So you know that damn well once WWE can put on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown in a live stadium, even if they have to do it so fast, the fact that they can't charge tickets and they basically just have to throw the thing up for free, they're going to do it. So we'll see what happens. I would hope that Ronda Rousey would be doing something for SummerSlam, Survivor Series. If her deal ends at WrestleMania, I mean, people thought she was going to win the Rumble this year. Maybe she can win the Rumble next year and go on to WrestleMania. We'll have to see. She's got 2 WrestleManias under her belt. She's got the one where she won the tag match with Kurt Angle against the McMahons. And then they've also got the one where she lost the championship to Becky Lynch in the 3-way with Charlotte. That's monumental. So I guess we're counting it down. If it was a 3-year deal and she came in at the Rumble, that's the night they announced that she signed. Maybe her deal doesn't even get us to WrestleMania. So they got to find a way to get there. I'm not the best guy to know about contracts. I read a lot of stories on the internet, hear a lot of podcasts and things like that. But it might be strike while the iron's hot. You might only have SummerSlam and Survivor Series to get some money out of her. We'll see what happens.